Welcome to Marketing Monday. Today, we are talking about all of the wins and the fails in the world of marketing and business. Let's jump right into it. I want to give you guys the straight truth. Things are a little bit scary. Everything is starting to show cracks. And largely, they are starting to break in Europe, in America, in China, all over, because the central banks around the world have decided they have to stop the rampant threat that is inflation. In response to that, central banks have been raising interest rates. Now, that's a very boring way to say that loans and borrowing money is getting more and more expensive. And it's getting so bad around the world that the United Nations is calling on all central banks to stop increasing interest rates, or it's going to cause a massive global recession. The problem is the United Nations literally has resorted to begging its member countries to not trying to stop inflation, or it's going to cause everything to break. And the problem is, as interest rates rise, mortgages get more expensive. All the debt that fuels this entire bubbled economy that we have is getting more and more expensive. And so you're seeing things like mass protests in Canada over mortgage rate increases. The problem is, this still exists. A $1,700 trash bag. That means there's still way too much dumb money sloshing around. And with all of this dumb money still sloshing around, and the fact that inflation has yet to be tamped down, so our Federal Reserve Bank continually says that it doesn't matter what the United Nations or anyone else says, they're going to keep raising interest rates. They're going to keep causing economic strain and eventually collapse until they get inflation under control, which means we are due for a lot more pain, not less, in the next coming months. That being said, I have a win that counterbalances all of that. First of all, I found a way for you to make ends meet. If you're struggling to make ends meet due to rising inflation, a simple way to make some extra money is by winning a few bets via sports gambling. Easy win. Okay, so we don't have to worry so much. You can just gamble. Just make a couple dubs, and then all of a sudden, it's all good. It's all gravy. And I've noticed the amount of sports gambling advertisements on major sports networks is rising ever dramatically year over year. And it's becoming where almost all major sports leagues are being funded by sports gambling sites, which is where most of the money's being made. But I have got a win for you. I've got a win for people who don't want to see as much of that, because this win is for weed-smoking baseball fans. Marketing history has been made. The first weed deal for a major sports league. The first league in the United States to bring on a CBD sponsor. They're all available as an official, what did they say? CBD like a pro. Yeah, you can maintain focus, recover from exercise, and achieve more. Yeah, that's what people are using CBD for. And I think is part of a growing trend of a shift in advertisers on major sports leagues. Wait a minute, I have to thank the sponsor, which is why I want to take one moment and thank the sponsor of today's Marketing Monday, Rocket Money. Thank you again to Rocket Money for the continued support of Marketing Monday. If you perhaps want to afford a 210 million pound mansion, you'll need to start by cutting costs, my friends. And that is what Rocket Money helps you to do. If you link your accounts, it shows you every single subscription you have. It's actually incredibly useful. It used to be called Truebill. I have used Truebill on my own for like 2 years now. I love the product. It is an extremely helpful product, especially for someone like me who signs up for a lot of different news websites and different things and wants to cancel later on but forgets. So if you really check it out, go to rocketmoney.com/Atrioc and check it out. Speaking of wins, I just want to take a moment and offer you guys a corporate win. I want to offer you guys a corporate win. I love when all aspects of sometimes when big corporations get too big and they have so many tentacles and arms, and that's why I want to give a huge win for Google, which had a perfectly timed ad the other day about their latest Chromebook, world's first laptop built for cloud gaming. What an excellent time to announce your built for cloud gaming laptop, Google. Just in time to use the last week of Stadia. Big marketing dub. Oh, yeah. Bro. Amazon Luna, which by the way has no fucking room to be talking, probably has less users than dead Stadia. What is Amazon Luna exactly? Oh, gamers. Any gamers in here? Sorry, sometimes I know if it's all business. I don't know if I have any actual gamers in chat. Does anyone? Here, simple question. Does anyone in chat ever play solo queue in a video game like League or Valorant or Dota or whatever and feel like their teammates aren't holding up their end of the bargain? I got a big dub for you. Science is going to solve your problem. There are now lab-grown brain cells that can capably play the video game Pong, which means we're pretty close to having somebody that can do better than your fucking 012 support. Now, it's not necessarily sentient, but it is able to take in information from an external source, process it, and then respond to it in real time, which means it's already 50 times better than every person I ever played League of Legends with. Now, let's do some follow-ups, all right? I've been doing a lot of new news. Let's talk about some follow-ups. You guys have probably seen my Marketing Monday on HBO Max. If not, please check out the video. It is a phenomenal story of how 3 dumb CEOs have completely tarnished and ruined the HBO Max brand into the ground. But they're not done there. Current CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery just announced a big win for his department, 82 more layoffs. The Zassler continues his campaign to pay himself more while cutting costs. 82 more layoffs and the complete demolishment of Cartoon Network Studios. Cartoon Network Studios no longer has any independent say on either creative or operational matters, and they are no longer going to be producing new shows like Uncle Grandpa, Steven Universe, Clarence Over the Wall, We Bear Bears. All this stuff is new and therefore unproven and therefore gross. No, instead they're going to focus on things that WBA has been doing, which is like Bat Wheels, Bugs Bunny Builders, basically taking old IP that already has established brand audiences and twisting it slightly. That works. That makes big, big money. The second follow-up is about my main man. And this one's a dub, baby. Let's give a dub to the marketing genius, the man that keeps this show's lights on, Elon Musk, baby. Oh! As he launches the finest fragrance on earth, burnt hair, and has already sold $1 million. Yes, his reasoning and rationale, it seems, please buy my perfume so I can buy Twitter. And it may seem like a joke, but I can assure you, it is not. We are looking at a big snag he's having with the debt financing on the purchase of Twitter. Basically, the $13 billion in debt financing that he is taking out, in addition to the $33 billion of his own money, the banks are being kind of shaky on it because when they promised it to him back in April, interest rates were a lot lower. By the way, Twitter as a company right now doesn't make any money. So he's going to purchase Twitter and somehow find a way for it to generate $1.5 to $2 billion in profit that can then be used to pay the interest. And so I think starting out with a very, very nice 10,000 bottles of burnt hair is going to help. By the way, to follow up on that, I want to do a quick follow-up pup on everything going on with Elon Musk buying Twitter. On April 4th, Elon Musk signed an official agreement saying he was going to join the board of directors of Twitter and not make a hostile bid for takeover. 5 days later, he said, "Psych, I lied," and did make a hostile bid for Twitter. Okay, not a big deal. On April 25th, he signed an official merger agreement to buy Twitter for $54.20. 18 days later, he said, "Psych, I lied. There's bots in the platform. I'm not paying." He said on October 3rd, beginning of this month, I take it all back. Please just cancel the trial and I will 100% buy Twitter this time for realsies. But I did notice some of the more subtle details of his official petition, one of which is that it required Twitter to drop the lawsuit with 25 days until the trial resumes, because the trial has been postponed but not canceled. It's been postponed. So he has that many days to say, again, a classic Elon Musk, "Psych, I lied." And I believe he is pursuing two possible avenues. Number one is if Twitter agrees to take his deal and cancels the trial, he is going to try and wriggle out of the thing altogether. I think the reason he's been asking for this delay is because he has been doing what has been called a mock trial. If you are at the level that Elon Musk has had and you have the levels of lawyers that he has, then what you'll do before a trial like they were preparing for, you'll do a mock trial. I think Elon Musk did that, he realized it's going to be a pretty bad look for him to go under oath and talk about all the aspects of his buyout in the business. And that's why he is desperately trying to delay this trial. That being said, if he does weasel out of this court case again and Twitter has to reopen the suit, the judge is going to be pissed. What is interesting is that if he gets the trial to drop and Twitter to agree and the buyout to start, it goes back to the original agreement. And the original agreement said, if the banks do not come up with the debt financing, he can buy out of the whole deal for $1 billion. Now, that seems like a lot of money, but that's actually the best possible outcome for Elon Musk. The likely outcome is that Twitter will sue Elon Musk to force him to sue the banks to force them to give them the debt they agreed to so he can buy Twitter. That's where we're currently at. Now, I can't offer you more details than that, but I am closely watching this case as one of the most interesting business cases in a very, very long time. This is the largest acquisition of a company by a single individual, and he doesn't want to do it. I want to introduce a new segment called Bad Corporation. These are legitimate fails, okay? I didn't know how to approach these, so I'm going to do them honestly. These are legitimate fails and wins and fails, and I'm called Bad Corporation. Bad, bad, bad. Activision Blizzard illegally withheld raises from unionizing workers. So the workers that were unionizing at Raven Software formed a union. While they were unionizing, Activision Blizzard basically tried to break the union by turning their QA contractors into full-time staffers and increasing their wage, but not increasing the wage of all the people who were part of the union. The labor board has actually found them guilty. This is illegal. It's an illegal action. Thank you. Bad corporation, bad. Wag your finger, Blizzard. Then I want to take my last moment to talk about the future. This is the biggest announcement of all time. This is the biggest win we've ever had. Sometimes there's a technological breakthrough that's so fucking massive that it shifts the entire paradigm of what we think of as technology. Today, I'm presenting the ultimate win. The addition of legs. There is now legs in the metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg went online as part of his multi-billion-dollar pivot of his social media company to a metaverse company and has announced that despite being made fun of it over and over and over, they will be made fun of it no longer because the metaverse now has legs. And if you want to see these legs in full high fidelity, well, guess what? Mark Zuckerberg has a $1,500 new headset to sell you. What a headline, dude. What a massive win. Enough with the fall of our society. Let's talk about another society having some trouble and end our wins and fails with a classic segment. Wassup Beijing?
Wassup Beijing?
What's going on with Xi Jinping, my man? Okay, well, I'll give you the big, long and short of it. The major news is that Xi Jinping is getting very, very close to his election for his third 5-year term. And let me give a high level here as we approach the third term of Xi Jinping and we look back on what the fuck's been happening. Number one, when he first got elected 5 years ago, Xi Jinping said he vows to stand tall and began China on a collision course with the United States. The past 5 years, since 2017, have been a dramatic shift in the globe around US and China. Instead of being generally friends with a few disagreements, we have, in the last 5 years, become a multipolar world, which is growing into sort of a new Cold War. And many who look with a wider view at it have noticed that the old strategy that China was on under the previous leader, Deng Xiaoping, was actually way more successful. Deng Xiaoping was kind of a genius, and he basically allowed China to leapfrog ahead of many other countries and become incredibly powerful. Xi Jinping kind of jumped the gun. He kind of has jumped the gun and has in fact drawn attention to the country's rise too soon. And most importantly, it is threatening, this is what India's most wealthy person had to say, China's going to feel increasingly isolated. China apparently, despite wanting to seem stronger under Xi, has actually made themselves a little bit more brittle. Now, again, does this mean collapse is imminent? Absolutely not. China is still an extreme powerhouse, And in fact, many countries are excited to be in part of a new China era. Finally, I do want to say again, I only speak about China when I'm in reference to the government. I, of course, am a full supporter of all people everywhere. And that's why I wanted to say there's not a big difference between the average person in China and the average person here, because the average person in China also can't find any friends. Dating apps have begun to thrive in China, but not just for romance. Friendship apps are rising dramatically. Ladies and gentlemen, that is wins and fails for this week. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a thing or two. And tune in next week for more Marketing Monday.